Hello and welcome. In today's tutorial video I will be demonstrating the cloth simulation tool in 3ds Max. So to begin, first off you want to do is simply create a geometry. In this case I will be creating a box, and then as well you want to be creating a plane. I've preemptively changed the length and width segments to both have 20, and then once that's done you can install that. What you want to do now is move the plane to be above the box and come over to the modify list, where you will now want to be selecting the cloth option. Once that is done, you want to come down into the object's properties, where it will come up with a short list, and you want to select plane, cloth and presets. Silk is a good one as it acts quite flowing and freely, so I know that works, so I'm going to use that one. And OK. Once we have our plane set within the object, what we want to do is come back into object properties, add an object, in this case the box, so add, and then come down to create that to be the collision object. So once that's done you can simply press OK, and if you come down and select your box it will show that cloth is selected. We are going to run everything through the plane. So if you come down into the simulation you'll see the different components and controls. So simply what you can do is simulate local, which will instantly set it off and create the cloth simulation. For a more accurate version you can do the simulate local damped, or simulate down here will create a bunch of timestamps. For this take though, all we're wanting is to create a still image, so we don't need to show that. So simply we'll let it run. You can see now that the simulation has run and is smoothed over the block. Obviously though it hasn't worked perfectly with the box still being intersected, so we'll just select simulate local again. That will turn that off, and we can press, or we can select reset state for it to go back into that. So first off we're going to select the box and come down into the objects, create additional leg segments, as currently it's only got one on either side, it's creating that issue. So what we'll do is do 20 for all three, and then select it again, box, and we will go turbo smooth to make the edges smoother, just as seen here. So I've just also applied turbo smooth to the cloth, and I'm just going to quickly run the simulation again as shown earlier. Now with the turbo smooth being added to the box as well as the plane, you'll see now that there's a less amount of intersections, so I'll just show that. So I've just paused this simulation and shown how now the simulation has stopped halfway, and it is a lot smoother than originally. You can even delete the box or the collision object in your case depending, and you'll see that it is now developed. Depending on your project you can also use other objects as the collision object. I've already got segments set up, so what I'm going to do is move it underneath the cloth. Simply do so like that. Come back over to the modify of the plane, come down and reset the state, come back up to the cloth and select the object properties. Now adding an object, because the sphere is now the collision object rather than the cube, and I will just simply create that as the collision object and press OK. And we can once again run the cloth simulation and it will now be affected by the sphere rather than that box that we had previously. I've just paused the simulation halfway through to show how it has been affected by the new object. It's a super great tool to create motion and geometries that you can't tend to normally do in other programs. So once again showing the abilities and uses of 3ds Max. So thank you for watching this video.